Happy FLOSSMAS Day 16, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Kari, and this is Tiger Lily Designs, and we're here for our daily chit-chat, stitchy goodness, hopefully starting your morning off right. So let's just dig into our Advent and then see what we got going on. All right, this one is not a pattern, friends. Squishy, floss, maybe it's a floss dyer I've never heard of, like the first one. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, okay, first of all, get caught in the staple. Hold on. Let me show you first. Of course, I don't have a white background. We'll see if this brown bag will give you the texture. Look at those yummy colors. All right, let me read you the details. Let's see what we got. The thread gatherer, silk and colors. And it's called, wow. What do you think that? How do you think that you pronounce that word? Wassail? Wassel? Yep. English is not my thing. So, but it's beautiful. The variegation on it, it's like a dusty rose. Lots of sweet colors in that. Wow, that's beautiful. I wonder if that would go be a great addition to that ye old Noel pattern from Heartstring Sandal. Had a lot of different shades of pink. Might have to investigate that more. Okay, so that was the Advent for the day. We're just getting right along. The Etsy featured designer today. So day 16, the featured designer is Tracy Campbell. Let me make sure it's Tracy Campbell. Tracy Campbell Designs. So she has an Etsy shop. She is a designer from Canada, and she started her business off. She's been doing interior design for oodles of time. And then in 2020, she was detail oriented, lots of fun, and just stickler for design and colors. And she had quite a design of folksy art stuff that was on wrapping paper and gift paper. And then in 2020, she decided, you know what? I'm going to try my hand at cross stitch designing, because she was already artsy in that medium. And so she's got some great patterns on Etsy. She has about 25-ish cross stitch patterns, all PDF, obviously. That's the moral of our designer story here during FLOSSMAS. But they're all PDF. They're all super great, and all unique and one of a kind. And then she also has, she takes her images from some of her patterns, and she kind of has complementary needle minders and stitching journals, and I think scissor fobs and a couple other things, but a lot of accoutrement in the stitching field so they all just tie together. So that's what her Etsy shop is. But let me show you the design that I wanted to share with you today. It was her fabulous Joy to the World pattern. It's just so sweet and different. I love the blue on this one. Everything, it's just really, really sweet. And the joy, you'll see when I show you my stitching. I was really drawn to the uniqueness of the word joy with the ornament in the middle for the O. So this measures 135 by 89. And her charts are, listen, I've been seeing obviously 16 different charts now, and for all the different Etsy designers, and it's interesting how they're all just a little bit different. This one is very unique. Like, I almost don't need my glasses, which is pretty big for me to be able to read these numbers. So she makes it really easy. Like, I can see this is DMC 318. Okay, great. So without my glasses, and I can see the symbols and the colors are very distinct. And so it makes for a really great and easy to read pattern when you print it off. I'm sure it's even better on your electronic device if you can zoom in, but you don't need to. This is charted with about 3, 6, 9, 12, 16 or 16 colors. Got a little bit of backstitch, not too much. You can see where the back stitch would be. It would be like that hang tag for the joy. There's lines, obviously, where the music goes in. but it's not too much backstitch. Super sweet and great pattern. And of course, I put a little tiger lily twist on it, as I've been known to do. I didn't get too much done on this one yesterday. You know, my Wednesday got thrown for a loop. But I did want to at least get a little stitching in to show you what I was going to do with it. And this was both a result of me not having the called for colors down in my stash like right yesterday when I went to kit this up. And so I was like, okay, so I don't have these great blues and I don't have a good comparable one that I like to go with it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to change it all. And I'm pretty excited the way it's turning out. I wish I'd had more time to really finish my thought. But can you see? So there's the J. Obviously, I'm doing it in pink because pink's my jam. But instead of the blue and the red that she charted, which is fabulous, don't get me wrong, I decided to make the J look like a candy cane. So where there was red, I'm using Anchor 4046. And where there was white, it's DMC 5200. And so, you know, the white's going to pop once you put the red in. It's kind of not so poppy right now because the pink is but once I put the red in, I think it's going to be such a sweet little candy cane J. So that's how I'm going to do the J and the O. And then, I haven't decided how I'm going to do the ornament yet. I pulled some more traditional, the greens and the reds colors for the ornament, but I think I'm going to do the J and the Y first in the little candy cane pattern. I mean, just the font is perfect, and her lines and the way it stitches up, it looks just like a candy cane. Anyway, so that was my little tiger lily twist on Joy to the World. But you should go check out Tracy. I, of course, will link her Etsy shop below. I will link her Instagram below. She's done lots of different places. Super sweet. I communicated with her a couple times yesterday. She's just super helpful and so excited and loving the stitching community. So go show her some love. So the word of the day today is joy. Obviously. So you're going to put that in your comment down below to enter in to win Joy PDF pattern. And hold on, I was going to show you a couple other things for Tracy. Got so sidetracked. So you're going to, joy is the word of the day. So put that down below in your comments to be entered into the PDF pattern daily giveaway. Words hard sometimes. But I wanted to show you some of the other things that were in her shop. So here, I'm going to look at that needle minder. So that's one of Tracy's needle minders. It's adorable. I kind of think I need it. But why it's so cute. Hold on. And this is another one of her patterns. So this was one that I almost chose instead. I just love the colors on that were so vibrant and fun. And it almost looks like a little plaid Christmas tree. And I was here for it. Let me show you one more. Look at her sweet little ornament. First of all, that full coverage blue, holy moly. Wow, that's a lot of stitching. It reminds me almost of needlepoint, which I've never done needlepoint. You know, I've always found it fascinating. In this cross stitches, obviously, it's its own thing. But the needlepoint is interesting to me. I'm following some needlepoint designers on Instagram. Do you needlepoint too? Do you cross stitch and needlepoint? I'm fascinated with the crossover. My local L&S shop here in Alexandria, Virginia has needlepoint and cross stitch, and that's their jam. And, you know, I go and peruse and I'm fascinated by it. But it almost looks like a needlepoint, like it would be one of those painted canvases because of all the coverage, the full coverage. But it's a very sweet, those pink mittens. Pink's my jam. I love those pink mittens. So sweet. But, so Tracy is also the grand prize giveaway pattern donation or item donation for today. This is her pattern called, let's see what it's called. Well, pickles. I didn't snapshot. It's called like the Blessed Christmas Globe, I think is what the pattern is called in her Etsy shop. Something like that. Snow Globe, Blessed Snow Globe. But that is the addition to the grand prize giveaway. So thank you, Tracy, for your double donation to our FLOSSMAS fund. But so you have your chance of winning the Joy one in the daily giveaway, or this Blessed pattern will be in the grand prize box. So that's exciting. So go, oh, one more thing. I knew I had one more thing. It's fascinating. Tracy has a coloring book on Amazon. How sweet is that? I just thought, so I think she takes a lot of her folksy artsy things, her designs that are totally fabulous, by the way. I think she could probably chart her entire coloring book and be set for the rest of all of her charting days. But at least the cover is very, very sweet. So I will link all that down below in case you have someone, if you're it's called Calm Coloring, Faith, Hope, and Love by Tracy Campbell. I thought that was just such a unique little twist on our featured designer. Okay, so let's see. We've got the Advent done, featured designer, word of the day, grand prize giveaway for the day. We are crushing it. Yay for us. Okay, so let me just show you today's little Tiger Lily holiday share. I have best laid plans to do a house tour and show y'all some of my little Christmas vignettes. But I'm going to be for reals. And I have 2 teenagers. One is a college student who's home, who I think is now reverting back to not understanding that he's not in his apartment down at college. And so leaving all of his stuff all over the place is not how we roll here in Mom's house. So we're still trying to acclimate and learn how to come back to that. And so I would want to show you all my house, but literally I feel like I clean up and 3 seconds later, it's a show. It's a hot mess. It's like with having toddlers, but with teenagers, and their stuff is bigger. Anyway, so I have best intentions. I might show you some pictures, but doing a video tour of my house right now in this busy stage of my life, I'm just not sure it's going to happen. So instead, this morning, I was like, but I want to show them this. So I went and deconstructed 3 of my little vignettes to show you, to bring these things to show you. So obviously I'm a quilter in my, another one of my needle sewing, thrifting hobbies, not thrifting, my sewing hobbies is quilting. And so obviously I have lots of actual quilts, the blankets that you put on you. And, I was under one yesterday. My sister came over and she was talking to my mom. She's like, yep, so there's Kari underneath the Christmas quilt. Just, I was flossing, as she said. I said, this is not called flossing, but we'll go with it. Yep, I'm flossing. And I was stitching in my stitching chair on today's pattern is what I was doing. But it's flossing for the non-folk. It's flossing. But I love a good Christmas table runner because they're a lot quicker. You only need 5, 6, 7 blocks for a table runner versus 20 blocks for a big old quilt and then long arm. It's just a bigger production. So if I love a pattern and I'm like, okay, I want to make some of those, let me just do it in a table runner. So anyway, I thought I'd come and show you some of my Christmas table runners. I realized, especially after yesterday's chit chat, that I didn't date these, and that's sad. A, I didn't date them, and B, my name's not on them. So I'm gonna have to remedy that. I'm gonna need to get some tags on. I'll have to go back and see if I can figure out when I made those based on pictures of when they came out in my house. But this was a sweet one. So this was a fun block. Are you in the camera? Yeah, I think so. This one reminded me of a Celtic, it's like a puzzle block to me. It was not an easy one to piece. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. And I had best of intent. I think when I started this one, I wanted it to be a quilt. But after I started doing them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 blocks. So it's about 90 inches. So this is one that sits on my console over there. It's a nice console table runner. But this puzzle block was no joke. But I love it. So that's one. I've had this one for a while. This is probably my oldest one that I've made. I will need to go back and figure it out. This one I made 2019, 2020, sometime recently. This one is a sweet pattern by Jaybird Designs, Jaybird Quilts, Jaybird. She makes rulers. She's super great. If you're a quilter and you don't know who Jaybird is, like, I will link her down below. She's got a YouTube channel. She's super great. And she had some sew-alongs with Tula Pink. And this was part of her learn how to do the nebula block training. It's one of her patterns. I will link it down below if I can figure out which one it is. It's a tumble block. It looks hard, but it's not. And this was also my first tryout. So obviously I have a long arm, so I usually don't quilt this way, but I did bubble quilting in the gray as just a way. That's why table runnels are great, because you can try different quilting techniques, and it's just a little tiny thing. So if you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. This one was pretty time consuming to bubble quilt down the middle, but I did it on my standard sewing machine. So you don't have to have a long arm to do that kind of quilting. It takes practice. There's a part of the quilt where I was just starting, and so I don't know which end is like, but you don't notice it when it's sitting on this one sits on my coffee table, and then it has little trees. I think it's actually in the beginning of the video. And then the last one I wanted to show you guys, this one is usually on my kitchen table. And, but right now there's a 1,000-piece puzzle on my kitchen table. So I had to move it. So now it's just sitting over a chair. So what I did with this one's easy. This was just a half square triangle, kind of a standard block. I don't even know what you would call it. I don't remember. But the fun part of this is obviously the medallions. The medallions are all, there's 6 of them, 5 of them. Five medallions. And so I have a Bernina 790 machine. So that also has an embroidery module. And so this was the year I got that machine and I was playing. I downloaded a pattern from the embroidery somewhere. And so I had these center, I don't know, what are they? Let's see. It's not a video if I don't pull out my ruler, right? They're 7-inch, 7-inch square middle blocks. So they were probably, I don't know. But anyway, so I had 5, 7, and they was able to do them all differently. And then I just did, again, this was just a whirligig. Ooh, I like that. A whirligig quilting on top of it. So this is the runner that's in my kitchen. Those are the 3 Christmas runners that I was able to just pull off without like undoing all the things. So I wanted to just share. I'll show you some links if I'm able to link the patterns. If not, if I kind of just made them up, let me know if there's one you like or you don't like. Don't tell me if you don't like it, go ahead. It's okay. I can handle it. I'm strong. But again, I'm planning for 2022. I've got probably 3 years worth of plans already in my little, idea book, but, I'm thinking that I want to share a couple more patterns with you guys, maybe some table runners, maybe some blocks. I don't know. Obviously the Jaybird one is Jaybird. I will link her below, but the other 2 are kind of like my own thing. Twist on my own thing. I don't know. We'll see. But if there's anything you want to see, you want to do with me, back to the 12 and 12 saw. I'm super excited. We've got the ornaments going. Okay, we're not going to do 12 table runners. Nobody needs that, but maybe that's one of the projects, a sewing project. So have you put a sewing machine on your list for Santa? Maybe that would be fun, and you can learn to sew with me if you don't already sew. Anyway, that's the end. We have come to the end of FLOSSMAS. And today's episode, I even forget, 16. Wow, crazy town. All right, friends, that's all I've got for you today, and we'll see you tomorrow.